Now I'm live. There I am. Now I'm. Hello and welcome. This is my exclusively love reading. So all the free readings tonight are going to be around any question you have about love. For most people that's romantic love, but not always. And it'll be a 5-card reading. So it'll be a mini reading. And what can I tell you? So the way it will work is that when you come into the chat, and I acknowledge that you're there, when we're ready, when you say you're ready, I'm going to ask you to focus on your situation that you want an answer on, and I especially want you to really tap into the emotional component of it. So what emotions are you feeling with that situation? And I'll shuffle the cards while you're doing that, and then after I'm done shuffling, we'll go ahead and start the reading and see what the cards have to say about your love situation. Hi AA, how are you? It's good to see you. I'm very well. I wasn't feeling too good for a while, but I'm doing much better now. I'm glad to see you again. I haven't seen you in a while. We're doing love readings today, and I was just explaining. Yeah, but it's only love. So do you have a question about love, some kind of love relationship? Everything's fine. I'm not sure what you mean. Did you lose me? Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to think about the situation, and I especially want you to tap into the emotions while I'm shuffling. Are you ready? I wasn't feeling all that great a couple weeks ago. All right, I'm ready. So let's zero in on AA's love situation that they want clarity on. I don't want you to tell me the question now, just think about it, but I will ask you about it after I've done the reading. All right, here we go. So the first card is going to be your role in the situation. Your role in the situation. And you have the Queen of Swords in that position. So in this situation, you are kind of the taskmaster. You're the one who is like the talker, the one that wants to talk it out and analyze and figure out the problem, and kind of like a very activating force. And you're very sharp-minded in this situation. So if someone's trying to BS you, or if they're not being totally honest, you're going to know it right away. There's no deception there for you. The second card here is going to be relating to another person in the situation, or things beyond your control in the situation. So what we have here is the Two of Pentacles reversed. So this person has already done something or made some kind of decision that affects the love situation. They have maybe been hemming and hawing about it, maybe being a little bit of a stick in the mud about it, but they have made a decision. They may not have shared it with you, but they've definitely made a decision. Okay, the next card here is what works in your favor in this particular situation. And you have the 9. Is that the 9? No, that's the 5. You have the 5 of Pentacles there. I don't know. I haven't gotten to that part yet. So with this one, it's the 5 of Wands. So what we have here, what works in your favor is that there's competition. So I think that what that tells me is that there is, I don't know if you're dating someone or if you're just dating, but it kind of implies that what motivates this person is knowing that there's other options for you, that you have other options that might be competing for their attention. Okay? And then the next one is going to be what stands in your way. And what we have here is the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So there is what stands in your way and that really doesn't work in your favor is make sure that you don't seem needy. Like, don't, and I don't mean needy like necessarily emotionally, but just in general, make sure you're giving them, I gotta pull this card up again. Make sure you're giving them the Queen of Swords and not this particular card, this 9 of Pentacles reversed. When it's upright, it's about being solitary and just enjoying the solitude and enjoying what you have. But when we've got it reversed like that, it kind of implies that, you know, you might not be enjoying it, you might be lonely, but you don't want to show that, at least in the beginning, because that's going to be kind of a turnoff for people. And then the last one is going to be either the best course of action in the situation or the most likely outcome. And we have the King of Cups, so that's a great outcome. So the King of Cups, I don't know if this is what your question was. I'm going to ask you in a minute what it was. But here we have a person who's very much in touch with their emotions, a very creative and possibly intuitive person. And I don't know what where you're going. So this could be male or female. It's more about the energy than it is about the gender. But this is upright, so it's the more positive aspects of that emotional, watery, somewhat psychic and intuitive person. Yeah. So that is the likely outcome for you. The question I have is what was your question? What was your question? So that can help me to like flesh out these cards. Yeah, if you can handle an emotional and sensitive man, that's great. Not everybody can. Or woman, I don't know which gender they are. Oh, I see. Okay, so let's look at that again. So your role is to be, I think that this very much speaks to what he wants from you. And that he wants you to be this, he doesn't want you to be emotional. He wants you to be the mental person, the person that is sharp and analytical and maybe balances out his wateriness for him. So I'm assuming a him. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm just reacting to the cards. So I think he's wanting you to be that perfect balance for him, of the mind and of the heart. Oh yeah. I think that with the 2 of Pentacles reversed, I feel like he settled on this is gonna, I'm saying it the wrong way. I feel like he has decided to try and see what there is to be seen. Have you guys been dating long? Well, that isn't just because you're emotional doesn't mean you're not practical. I mean, I'm a Pisces. It's not just about the sun sign. But a man that's in touch with their emotions is rather unusual. At least it used to be. It may not be anymore. Have you guys like made an official like declaration of the status of the relationship, like we're gonna be exclusive or we're casual or what it is? Because I feel like he's wanting to go beyond, with that Two of Pentacles reversed. He's wanting to go beyond the casual. Yeah, I think that he's wanting to, he wants to date other people, but I think that he, XOXO, I am doing only romance readings, but I'm doing one for AA right now. If you want to hang tight and you have a question about romance, then I'm happy to do it for you after her. Okay, so I feel like he does want something more permanent with you. Whether he may be slow to get up to that, or he may be waiting for you to actually take the reins on that and say something, because he does see you as the Queen of Swords. Hi Devaya, how are you? So I'm just looking here. He's definitely, but you know what? Another aspect of the Two of Pentacles is this idea of juggling two things at once. I just feel like, so maybe he is not sure if he wants to make it more permanent. Maybe that's why there's that juggling energy going on, but I do feel like, I think he's going to make it more permanent. Because if I remember correctly, that was the card that was in the role of the other people involved. Well, I think AA that there's going to be a positive outcome with this relationship. Yeah. Just remember that, like I said, the only thing I saw that was not in your favor was just don't seem like. I know you are. I know you have feelings, and I know that you can be vulnerable and all that, but that's not what he's looking for from you right now. So make sure that you're presenting yourself as that Queen of Swords. Okay? All right, XOXO, you are up next. Give me 1 second to get reset here. Devaya, do you have a love question, or you just coming in to say hi? Okay, XO, are you here? You're welcome, hon. XO, the rules are thus. It has to be a discussion about romance tonight. And the way I do it is I ask you to say you're ready, and when you're ready, just start thinking about the situation you want an answer to, and especially focus on the emotions you're feeling in that situation. So when you're ready to do that, just type ready. Oh, great, Devise. So you'll be after XOXO. Devaya. I'll just give XOXO a chance to say something. XOXO, I hope you were here to hear the instructions, and I'm just waiting for you to type the words ready so we can get started. And if for some reason you've fallen off, because sometimes people lose the signal, what I'll do is I'll go to the next person, and then you'll just get back in line after them. So XOXO, type ready if you would like your love reading. Okay, Devaya, it looks like XO has, it shows that they're still here, but that doesn't mean anything. So, Devaya, if you will just focus on the romantic situation or love situation you're thinking of, and try and really focus on the emotions as I shuffle the cards. I'm assuming you're still there. Just say ready, and I'll start shuffling the cards, and you can start thinking about that situation. Oh, XO, you're here. Okay, Devaya, I'll be right with you. XO, did you hear my instructions for you? Okay. So XO, go ahead and start focusing on the situation that you want an answer on. Try to really focus in on the emotional component of it, in particular while I shuffle the cards. I don't want to know your question now, but I will ask you what it was after we're done with the reading to give you, hopefully give you a little bit more relevant detail. I just want to remind everybody in the room that one, this is a tarot deck. It does have some nudity in it, which is common for tarot decks, so just be aware of that. And two, if you're under the age of 18, you're living with your guardians or your parents, you should not be here. Okay. XOXO's romantic situation. Okay, XOXO, here's the first card, and this represents your role in the situation. And we have the Three of Wands. So this is very much a card of waiting for your ships to come in. Like you put yourself out there and you're waiting to get some kind of return on your investment, if you will. A return on what you put out there. The next card in the reading is going to be others in the situation or circumstances beyond your control, if there isn't another person. Oh, and we have the Five of Pentacles. And with the Five of Pentacles, there is loss. There has been loss. It can be like loss of love. It can be loss of life, like someone passed away that you cared very much about. But it's definitely, I would say that it might be a person. So you might be dealing with someone who maybe you care about them and you want the relationship to be something more, but they haven't gotten over the last one. I will say that they will eventually heal. Whether it's a situation or whether it's the person, healing will eventually come, but it will take some time, so you may not be able to get the results you want as soon as you'd like to get them. The next card I'm going to show you is things that are standing in your way. Oh, excuse me, things that are in your favor in this situation. And we have the Queen of Wands. Very passionate, very creative person. So also very attractive, like you have a lot of charisma. And when you walk in a room, people notice. So that's something I wish I had. But generally when we talk about the Queen of Wands, we're talking about someone who has a lot of energy in them. And, uh-oh, I guess they left. Okay, Devoya, it's your turn. Devaya. Devaya, are you ready? Are you still here, hon? XO, you retracted that message, so I don't know whether you're still here or not, but I've just started shuffling the cards for Devaya. Oh, honey, okay. So, where were we at? We were at, what's working in your favor is just being a very charismatic, very attractive person. And then what stands in your way is, the Five of Pentacles. So there is a certain amount of what's the word I'm looking for, like being in with the in crowd kind of thing. Like you're this person that maybe you're focused on, they may not be aware of you right now, especially if they're grieving. But I would say that it's kind of being on the outside looking out in, and also a certain amount of spiritual impoverishment or literal impoverishment, like you can't go out and do the things you'd like to do where you can run into them more often. And then the final card here is going to be the best course of action for you, or the most likely outcome based on the present circumstances. And what you have is the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Wheel of Fortune, especially with it upright, there is an encouragement to take a chance. Take a chance on romance. And see what happens. Fortune's in your favor right now. So now's a good time to take a chance on romance. Okay, XOXO, you want to go ahead and tell me your question? And we'll see if we can suss out a little bit more information. Did you want to tell me what your question was, XOXO? Going once, going twice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to, oh, here we go. Okay, so I started shuffling for the next reader, so I have to kind of go by memory on what cards there were. The person that you're wanting to be involved with is not in a place where they want to marry right now. They are grieving something. They're grieving a loss. However, you do have a lot of you're very attractive right now, and the Wheel of Fortune is in your favor. So you should definitely be out there meeting people, because it might be through meeting you, because a lot of times fire is also a healing energy. It might be through meeting you that they start to heal from whatever it is they got over. But your likely outcome was the Wheel of Fortune upright, so I would say chances are good that there is someone who does want to actually marry you. But as far as right away, I think that that's probably an immature point of view, because building a relationship takes time, and marrying is a serious commitment, so it's not something that you want to have happen right away. That would be my advice to you. If I don't know why it needs to happen as soon as possible, but I mean, honestly, to be quite frank, if someone came to me and said, I want you to marry me as soon as possible, I'd really question whether they really cared about me. I'd really wonder what their motives were. So there is someone there for you. You should go out there and go start looking. They do need to do some healing, but nothing's going to happen as soon as possible. It just isn't. Because that's not if you want a long-lasting love. If you just want to meet someone and just have a good time, well, that can happen tonight. All right. So, Devaya, if you're still here, I am ready for you, my friend. You're welcome. Okay, so I have right now in the queue just Devaya. If you would like a reading. Okay, Devaya, go ahead and think about your question. And I want you to really focus on the emotional components of that question. And then we'll see what there is. I will ask you what your question is after we're done with the reading. We had a card volunteer. I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So the first card is your role in the situation. And what we got is the Seven of Wands reversed. So with this, you're with the Seven of Wands, it's being in a position of strength and being able to like fend off all the difficulties and obstacles that maybe are coming at you. But the fact that it's reversed tells me that your role in this is like to not, like you're being too defensive in relationships. Like you're, as a friend put it to me, the reason why no one asks me out on dates is because my attitude is like this. So very closed off and unwilling to like explore a romantic relationship. Maybe you've been hurt before. Hey, I don't blame you. Don't blame you a bit. But that's right now your role is to kind of let down your guard, let the light shine so people can see what a wonderful person you are. The next card is either the situation, things in the situation you can't control, or the other person, if you're thinking of a specific person, and what you got was the Ten of Swords. So if it's the things you can't control, it would be pain. Like you're going to have to, especially when I look at that Seven of Wands reversed, you're going to have to accept that all relationships are going to be pleasure and pain. It's not all good and it's not all bad. It's how you deal with it and how you work together to solve it. Now, if it's an individual, this could be someone who is literally has some kind of physical injury or physical disability that causes them to be in pain. Like I had a relationship where he had a couple of fusion in their spine, and so he had physical limitations. So if it's a person, that would be someone who is in pain, but it's been dealt with and it's not resolved, but it's been dealt with because we're at a 10, which is at the end of a situation. So that's either what you can't control or the actual person involved. The next one is what works in your favor. And what you have here is the the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you got the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands, and you've got this heavy burden. So how does that work in your favor? Well, what it means is that you are able to take some of the burden that this person is dealing with right now, kind of taking it off of them and helping to lighten their load. So they would definitely see you as someone who is a helper, someone they can talk to, someone that understands the situation, and willing to help them. What stands in your way, however, is going to be the Ace of Cups reversed. So there's a certain amount of, like, when I see this card, what comes to my mind is kind of like forgive the analogy because it's probably kind of weird. It's like a stopped up drain. It's like the water can't flow because there's things blocking the way. So in this particular situation, I would say that on a spiritual level, there's a chakra issue, or like maybe and I already talked about being closed off with your heart, but there's just this being closed off and not seeing things and not allowing things to flow, and things that aren't moving become stagnant, and things that become stagnant become an unhealthy situation. So I really want you to examine how stagnation is affecting you moving forward in a romantic situation. We really want that cup to be upright. Okay, and then the most likely outcome, or the best course of action. And what we have here is the King of Wands. Is that the King of Wands? Yeah, the King of Wands. So I don't know. It could be a male or female. I don't judge. But whoever this is someone who's got, he's very fiery, and he's positively aspected. So he's not like dangerous necessarily, but he's kind of hot. I don't people who are very emotive kind of scare me. Probably too earthy a person, but this can be someone very attractive, like someone that, like, they give with their whole heart, and when they're excited about something, everybody knows how they feel. You know, they're just that person, like at the baseball game, that, you know, throws up their popcorn and paints their face. That's football, isn't it? And does the things. Very charismatic and very much good at networking with others, like they would be a good person at a party. Hey, Zara. So, now that I've done all the cards, I want to show you this extra card that jumped out, which is the Four of Cups. We got the Four of Cups here. And so there is, you know, where I place this, I'm not sure, but the Four of Cups is someone who is kind of tired of it all. Like, even if the perfect person came and slapped you, gave you some candy and roses and told you how wonderful you were, you would probably not even notice them, because you're kind of like, I'm kind of done with this stuff. All right, now, Devaya, what was your question? Let's see if I can shed a little bit more light on that. Zara, it's good to see you. Zara, do you want me to do a love question for you? Oh, well, that explains a lot of like that closed off feeling. Because there's a lot of cards of closed off in yours. I think what works, you need to show them. I don't know what your relationship was originally, but I think what you need to show them is that you're there for them, and that you are someone who's willing to, like, do you know how you ever heard the expression, like, when people are equally yoked together? Like, I don't know what happened in the past, but you need to show them that you are ready, willing, and able to be a true partner in the relationship. Yeah, if you don't want to give more chances, don't give more chances. I mean, you have free will. But definitely someone, it depends on what you want. I'm not here to judge, but definitely someone that could be very exciting, a lot of fun to be around. You know, like a fire sign, like a Sagittarius was what comes to mind. But I love Sagittarius men. I think they're a lot of fun, but I would never marry them because they're not the right personality for me. They're not someone I want to be involved with. Yeah. So you'll need to, I don't mind, hon. I think what you'll need to do is just decide ahead of time. First of all, I really think you need to do some healing work for yourself. In this, I think I want to say that the result of this relationship might be causing blockages for you, not only in romance, but in other things too. You know, there's a lot of energy around those feelings that we have. And it doesn't affect just your romantic life. It can affect other things too, up to and including your actual physical health. So I would definitely work on that. I think if you want to continue to be friends, that's fine. But I think if you want it to be something more, I'd play it by ear. There's never a reason to rush into things. But let them know that if you want to get involved again, if you feel like you can get past those feelings, let them know that you're in. I do think, though, that with all these cards of blockage, that you probably need to make sure that you've got that blockage cleared first. Yeah. If it's not good for you, then don't do it. Do not do it. I really think that energetically, okay, I keep coming back to frequently, there were quite a few cards in there talking about you having pain and blockage because of romance in the past. So although this guy seems like a real hot ticket, I don't even have him anymore. I think that you probably need to, if you can resist it. See, some people really like beautiful things, and really, you know, they're willing to enjoy the moment. But if you're not that person, then just stay friends. Don't let them use you for other things. And I think that if you work on those blockages, that will help with that. You know, clear your energy so that you're not attracting people who want to suck the life out of you. Well, that's good then. Sounds like you know the right direction to go then. But he seems really attractive. I just want to, Zara, before I continue, I just want to let you guys know that this deck is called the Heaven and Earth deck. I do want to let you know that tarot cards do have naked people on them, and I'll try and protect your eyes from that, but it's a possibility. And because of that, not just because of that, but one of the reasons that I do not allow people who are underage is because of that. Okay, Devoya, thank you so much. Good luck. I hope something good comes of it. Why are you I have to ask, why are you meeting with him if you don't want to have anything to do with him? Well, you know, that's not my bit. That's never mind. Ignore that. Inquiry minds want to know, but that doesn't mean it's not being nosy, so never mind. Okay, Zara. So what I would like you to do is you're going to focus. Now remember, this is romance only. I want you to, just like in the blind reading, I want you to focus on the situation, and I want you to, in particular, to tap into the feelings around that. And Zara, in your case, I really want you to be very specific on what you're wanting to know, because although there's no harm in having kind of a more laid-back attitude, like whatever the universe wants, you tend to get very bland and nondescript answers. Just meeting up for friends. I see. Okay. I think I have a friend who thinks I was interested in them, but no, not even on their best day was I interested. All right. Zara, just type ready, and I'll know that you'll start thinking about your situation, and I'll start shuffling the cards. Okay, so you ready? Just type I'm ready, and I'll know that you are good to go. Or ready. You don't have to type I'm ready. Okay, so focus on that situation you want, whether it's real or imagined. Especially focus on the kind of emotions around that feeling while I shuffle the cards. The more you can zero in on what you want to know, the better. I already know that you're too busy to have a boyfriend, so we'll see what comes out. Okay, Zara, first card, your role in this situation. Don't tell me it yet. I'll ask you the question at the end. And we have the Ace of Cups reversed, so someone else got this card as well. So this is someone who is not letting energy flow. Like, that can be for a lot of reasons, but you need to loosen up and let energy flow, not only through you, but between you and others. Let the energy flow. Don't be so, These are words that are coming to me. I don't know the situation. Don't be so uptight about things. Let yourself experience your emotions. I know that emotions can sometimes get in the way when you've got an agenda and you got things to do, but they're still a normal and healthy part of being a human being. So they need to be there. Okay, the next question, the next card is either situations beyond your control or a specific person. And I have to laugh because the card you got for that is, I gotta cover up naked people, the Lovers. The Lovers. So assuming that this is situations beyond your control, and especially in connection with this upside down cup where I said you gotta let it flow, there are things that are good and beautiful to be gained from having a romantic relationship with someone. And I know that that's not your priority right now because you've got other stuff going on. You're very busy. You've said that many times. But I think that if I remember correctly, you're getting ready to go to college, right? At the end of the school year, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe be open to the possibility that a romantic relationship doesn't have to like mess up your whole plan. You know, it can fit in. You can flow into it with someone, and maybe that's someone that you meet at school and has the same major as you, or has the same goals as you, and a loving relationship between people can be a wonderful thing, and a thing that really strengthens you and makes you a better person and makes you better. It gives you something to help you cope, and you help them. That's a nice thing to have. Okay, so the next card is what works in your favor, and I got another naked person here, but it's a lovely one, the Star. So the Star, again, is about flow. It's about moving energy. Energy from above coming down through you and going out into the world. You've got to allow that flow of energy in order to be in a better space. I don't think you're in a bad space. But I think that your life will be enhanced if you can learn to be more open to all the things, all the good things, not the bad things. Be open to all the things. Be open to allowing, and I'm not talking about a personified deity kind of energy or anything like that. I'm talking about literally the flow of energy. Let it flow through you out into the world. Okay, the next thing that's like what stands in your way. Oh, no surprise here. Burden, too much. You've got too much to carry, too much going on. And that is standing in your way of flow, and without having flow, without letting that emotion to move through you, you are overburdened and you're taking on way too much. I know you're young and healthy and strong, and the things that need to be done. I understand that. But be aware that we can't always be doing this. And having a good partner can help to share this burden. So it's something to keep in mind. And then the final card is the likely outcome or the best course of action. And we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands here is they're looking out, they're thinking, they're opening themselves up to new adventures. Definitely more adventures. So you don't have to go out and find a boyfriend. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that when you have good flow in your life, the world opens up to you and there are new horizons to explore and there are new opportunities. So the most likely outcome, if you open up to the emotional part of you and kind of like lessen your weight that's on you a little bit, is that things will open up to you. You open up to things, and things will open up to you. So what's your question? Or what was your question? Zara was the last person in my queue, so if you would like a love reading tonight, just let me know and I'll add you to the queue. I have a feeling. Zara, did you even have a question? Maybe you can put into words what you were experiencing. Look at my teeth, are so yellow. Will they be in your energy soon? If you are open to it. I mean, you've got a strong indication that there is someone right there on the peripheral. Maybe several someones. With that Lover's card and with the star. But the problem you're having is that you're not open. Probably because you're like, well, I gotta go do this and I gotta go do that and I have this responsibility and this responsibility and there's a lot going on, you know. So I think that there is a partner that would be very quickly in your energy, but you've got to let go of some of those burdens. You've got to make room in your life, and you've got to be more connected with your emotional body. The words are coming. I don't know why. This is kind of a very personal question. I don't want you to answer this question, but I want you to think about this question. When is the last time you cried? I don't want you to answer it. I just want you to think about it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think that, like I said, you have a very clear message that love is out there for you, but you need to get rid of some of the burdens that you have, or at least have a more healthy perspective about them and open yourself up to the more emotional side of your personality. I'm not, surprisingly, it might be surprising to know, I am not a very emotional person. That is because, in my case, just a lot of, I've been through a lot. That has kind of killed the emotion in me, so I struggle with emotion myself. So I know how life can kind of like beat it out of you completely, like it has with me, or at least stifle it. So find ways to be connected with how you feel about things. Maybe just, when I was young, about your age, probably a little bit older, I used to go to a Bible study group. It was a college age singles Bible study group. And we were always encouraged to like write a list of what we think our perfect mate would be. So maybe that's an exercise you might want to do. All right. Thank you, Zara. Thanks for coming in. It's always good to see you. See you, Devaya. I see you guys a lot. It's nice to see you. All right, girl. A lot of good cards in there. Hi, Sag girl. I haven't seen you in a little minute there. Sag, if you are ready for a question to be answered about love, just type ready in the chat and focus on whatever it is. You're welcome, Zara. Yeah, you need to definitely have some fun, girl. Sag, you want to say you're ready, and once you're ready, I want you to just think about the situation, the love situation, and then especially connect with the emotions around that situation while I shuffle the cards. So when you're ready, just type ready. Thank you, dear. I mean, I'm assuming you want to do a love reading, Sag girl. If you don't, that's fine. But if you do, just type the word ready. I guess this is a good time while I'm waiting for Sag girl to let me know they're ready. That working on the membership. I will be opening up membership on I think Buy Me a Coffee. I did post a blog a little while ago. Those will always be available free. But if you'd like a membership, the membership includes one reading for the collective a month, which is the group of people who have membership, and one personal reading for everyone once a month. That's included in that $5, and that alone is well worth it. I also will be, of course, doing blogs, I might be doing some private lives. We'll see. That might be fun to just like interact with each other. I will, not on a monthly basis, but kind of on a surprise basis, I'd like to send out gifts. And Sag girl, I don't want to know the question or the names. All I want you to do is type ready when you're ready. And I'm only taking questions about romance, about love. So unless you're involved in some kind of weird lottery where you buy tickets to get a husband or a wife, I can't answer that question tonight. Anyway, what I'd like to do, if people are willing to share mailing addresses, I'd also like to, on a surprise basis, send out little gifts, because I do make little crafty things, and I would love to make some for my members and send them out. I will be doing a section on if you want to learn the tarot, give you some exercises and some insights about tarot. What was I going to say about that? What I'm not sure about is whether I want to make that a separate section. Because not everybody who might become a member necessarily wants to learn about tarot. That's their choice. Now, Sag girl, if you actually want to ask another question, a burning question, I can do one with the donation. I can do a full reading. It's $10 donation, but I get the feeling that's not what you're going for there. You're ready? Okay. So Sag girl, I want you to think about the love relation, the love situation, and I want you really to focus in on your emotional state, your emotions surrounding that situation. I'm shuffling the cards and I'm connecting with you on that level. I will not want to know your question, but until after the reading. So just focus on the love situation that you want answers for. Focus on the emotions around that situation. And we'll see. I'm getting a little resistance from the cards here in this. Doesn't have to be romantic love either. It can be, how can I bring more love into my life, for instance. It's so funny because I so often get people who want to know, is so-and-so thinking of me or whatever. And I'm just kind of surprised that those are not the reasons that there are not people coming in with that kind of question. All right. We're almost ready here. We're better now. We're getting better now. Just do one more of these. Okay. So here's your first card. This is your role in the situation. Ooh, nice. We have the Sun card. Just a lot of joy and happiness. Like you are spreading the joy and happiness. And you're a Sagittarius, right? So somehow I'm not surprised by that. This can also indicate children. So hold that thought, because this is your role. So that would mean that the love question might have to do with the relationship where you are the child in the relationship. But being a Sag, I just see the kind of like the fun, loving, good time, innocent, rolling around, having a good time kind of energy. That's your role in the situation. And then either the other person or things beyond your control, we have the Six of Cups. So again, we have a card that kind of harkens towards I'm not doing career questions, Chico. I'm only doing romance questions. It should be in the title of the live. Okay, so this would be a relationship that is like you've known the person for a long time, possibly even a sibling, when we look at the Six of Cups, or a family member of some sort. So that is interesting. That's others in the situation or things that are beyond your control. The next thing is what is working in your favor, and I got a naked person on this one, so I got to cover him up. What's in your favor is the World card. So this is really a lovely card to get with your role of the Sun card. These two cards together are just bringing a lot of bright, wonderful, successful, everything's going my way energy into the situation. So as some people say, you are blessed and highly favored right now. Blessed and highly favored. That's a good thing. And then the next card that you have is what stands in your way. Just a little bit of a problem. It's reversed, so I'm going to see it as more blocked, but there is a certain amount of self-censorship in this situation. Like the person, like feeling trapped, feeling like you can't move any particular way, like there's no way out, there's no options. So that stands in your way, whether that's an actual thing or whether that's like your attitude right now about the situation. But the thing that we always point out with the Eight of Swords is that although they're bound and blindfolded, they do have 2 feet. So they can at least partially extricate themselves from it. And by doing so, being able that once they extricate themselves by just walking away, like even if that's just like taking a break and then coming back, that can make a vast improvement in this thing that's kind of blocking you and standing in your way. And then the final outcome, or most likely outcome, or the best course of action, we have the upside down Nine of Swords. So it's kind of interesting that these two, you have all this wonderful stuff going in the beginning, and all of a sudden we have these two. I feel like if this isn't you, which I'm kind of inclined to think it isn't, and actually it kind of makes sense with this card as well, that if there's someone in your life that you feel like you want to You feel like you want to help them out of something, like some kind of suffering, but for some reason you're blocked, like you can't figure out a way to do it, or they won't allow you to help them. So what's likely to happen now is that you do have a lot of wonderful energy to give in this situation, but this person isn't ready to receive it. And I think that the advice I gave here with the Eight of Swords about taking a step back, walking away for a minute, might be the advice I would give you in this situation. So do you want to share your question? See if I can give you a little bit more insight into it. And Chico, if you have a question about romance, I can have you after Sag Girl. But if it's anything else, I'm not answering questions generally. I'm just doing romance questions. It's good to see you, though. I haven't seen you in a little while. I'm not sure if that's why, like, I'm not sure what the why means, whether it means yes or literally the question. Oh, what are Leo's thoughts towards you? Well, if we look at this person right here, because the role of the person, the other person, we have the Six of Cups. So they definitely have fond memories of you. Like, have you guys known each other for a while? If you haven't known each other for a while, I would say that you spark in him, like you remind him of a better time in his life, like a happier time. If you know each other for a while, I'd say that they definitely associate you with a lot of pleasant memories. However, with this likely outcome being the Nine of Swords and having this Eight of Swords as what is working against you, I would say that, I don't know if you guys are involved right now. Hi, Sky. But I feel like there's trouble times. There's a little bit of stormy weather coming up for the two of you that hopefully you'll work through. You're great. You're in good shape, though. You yourself are in good shape. But there might be some, and he definitely, I'm assuming Leo's a he. He definitely has positive feelings about you, indicated by this card. But I do feel like you guys are going to you're heading towards a little bit of stormy weather. And it remains to be seen what happens. When we look at the sword cards, remember we're talking about the mental, not the emotional. Yeah. So you might want to step away from this relationship. It might be a little bit of a trap while they deal with whatever this is. That would be my advice on that. Okay, Sag Girl, thank you so much. Sky, I am answering questions on romance. If you have a question about romance, or not romance, just romance, love, then please just type ready. And then when you type ready, I want you to start thinking about the situation you want to answer about. And I, in particular, want you to really connect with the emotions around that situation. Do not tell me your question. I will ask you your question after we read it. Been away for years. And yet you're still thinking about him. Are you meeting up? He must be really special. Okay, Sky, focus on the situation, the love situation you want to question about. Try and really especially tune into the emotions around that situation that you might be feeling while I shuffle the cards. Do focus on it as not strongly, but fully as you possibly can. Sag girl, I'm still with you. I'm just focusing on Sky's question. There we go. Okay, Sky, here we go. The first card represents your role in the situation, and you are making things happen. You are making things happen, my friend. The Eight of Wands is swift moving energy, fire. So I'd be very curious as to what comes next, but whatever it is, you are a source of motivation for the situation. You are a source of like, come on, let's go, let's move forward. What's happening here? Come on, I'm in a hurry. That sounds terrible, but that's definitely your role in the situation. You are the mover and the shaker, which makes me think the other person is more persons are more passive. I'll be curious to see what this next card is, which represents the person or the situation by your control. And I got to cover naked people again. And you have the World card. So when we look at the major arcanas, we're definitely looking at things of a more spiritual nature. And the fact that it's in the place of things beyond your control is that things are going to happen in their own time. Like the world exists outside of your will. The energy in the world exists outside of your will. And so you don't have a lot of control over what's going to happen next. No matter how much you push, you're not in control, unfortunately. Okay, what's in your favor? What's in your favor is the Star card, another spiritual card. With the Star card, and I was just talking to someone earlier, it's about the flow of energy, that you're connecting with the spiritual part of your life. You're bringing that spiritual energy down into your body, and then you're sending it out into the world. So what works in your favor is just this ability, and it's interesting that you have these wands too, which are a lot of fire and passion, is your ability to just like, you are a person who, when people meet you, there's just an energy of healing and love that comes out of you that people are really respond to. I would say that people consider you very warm, like someone that they instantly feel comfortable with. Okay? And then the next card is what stands in your way, though. Oh, but you're spending you've got 3 major arcanas in a row. The Hermit. What are you doing hiding? You are, with the Hermit here, they're searching for wisdom and going on your solitary path to kind of like, get that wisdom and knowledge is all fine and good, but you can't be that all the time. You need to be more out there in the world, if that makes sense. To put yourself out there as potential. But you certainly have a lot to offer the right person. Not every person is going to appreciate what you have to offer. You're going to be looking for people who are actual grown-ups, not baby men, or people who are just looking for the social aspects, having a good time, whatever a good time entails for them. You are someone who has spiritual depth, and you need someone who can meet you there and can appreciate that. So that's working against you. I think the fact that it's working against you makes me think that you don't have a lot of opportunity to connect with people on that level. Like when you connect with people, it's much more of a social or an activity kind of thing. And then the most likely outcome, if you stay on the path you're on, or the best course of action, we have the Four of Swords reversed. So the best course of action, and it kind of goes very nicely with this Hermit card, is that it's time to start again. So when we look at the Four of Swords upright, it's a time of reflection and rest. But the fact that and that kind of goes with this Hermit card, right? But it's time to get yourself out there again and connect with people. Find your people. Maybe you didn't find them before, and that's why you decided to go hermit on us. But the time of healing and rest is over, and it's time to get out there and get with your people. Okay, so if you want to share your question with me, and I'll see if I can suss out a little bit more here. So Sag girl, why is this person, I mean, do you want to connect with them? It seems like they're still really important to you, if you're still here. I mean, I think they have positive feelings towards you if you were to reach out. And Sky, if you want to tell me what the question was. I think it's, I mean, even myself, I think of the last relationship I was in, which was quite a while ago. And I've said this, I don't know if I've said this to you or in this thing, but he is someone that I would trust with my life. But he's not someone who is, we are not good for each other. Not because we're toxic, but because we both were like, we had different issues that were kind of in different places. Okay, let's see. What is coming next for me and John, or is there someone else coming towards me? I think there's still something to be had with John, with the World card and the Star card there. Is John a spiritual person that can give you that part of, is he feeding that part of your soul? Can you go to that spiritual level with him? What's the second thought? Oh, the second thought is there someone else coming towards you? If John is not someone that maybe in a lot of ways is a good person to be, and I'm not saying they're bad or anything like that, but they're not able to meet you on a soul level, on a deeper level, then I would think that they're probably, the fact that you're even asking the question, or thinking of it like that, I would say that there's probably, he's probably fine, but there's other people, there might be other opportunities for you there. I'm really curious about the Eight of Wands being your role in the situation. So would it be fair to say that you're wanting more of a commitment from him, and he's just not, he's dragging his feet, or he can't make up his mind, or maybe just the opposite? I don't know. If he's not giving you, I mean, really think about it. If you're not getting what you need from that relationship, then in all likelihood, he's not getting what he needs either. Whether or not he realizes it is beside the point. And maybe you do need to both consider maybe looking elsewhere. Yeah. So you decide. I mean, decide together if you're a couple. I'm not sure what the yes is responding to, because you know I'm blah 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 blah, so I've said like a million things in the space. Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like he's not meeting that need that you have. I think you need more. I mean, just based on the cards. The thing is that let's say that you decide that, or he proposes or whatever, you guys decide to go to the next level. I think that what you have to think about is like, if there's something that's in the back of your mind that's bothering you, or there's something that's not being satisfied, then do you really want to get more deeply involved? I mean, to get more of a complex relationship, that bring perhaps, if they're already there, children into the situation, a home into the situation. I will say this, you may not be wanting to get married, but I'm going to use marriage as a context. It's super easy to get married, but it is really hard to get divorced. So make sure that when you marry, that you are absolutely positively getting everything you need from that relationship before you make that commitment. All right. So that's Guy. I am still here reading romance questions. If you have one, I keep saying romance, love questions. If you have a question about love that you'd like to answer with the cards, just type ready in the chat. You're welcome, hon. I hope that was helpful. I think you got some things to think about. Those three major arcanas, I mean, that alone, despite what they are, says that there's some spiritual stuff that needs to be deeply examined in your life. Did you have three? I might be confusing it with someone else. But anyway. The queue is open if you would like to have a love reading. Just let me know. I don't know if any of you are old enough or enough of a music buff to know Belinda Carlisle. She was with was she with the Go-Go's or I can't remember what group she was with. I want to say she was with the Go-Go's. But anyway, she had a solo career, and she had this song, Love, Heaven is the Place on Earth. And that song keeps coming in my head. The first lines of the song are, baby, do you know what that's worth? Heaven is a place on earth. Heaven is a place on earth. They say in heaven love comes first. Ooh, baby. Heaven is a place on earth. That's the song that's in my head. I associate that whole album with a particular time in my life. I guess that's why it's stuck in my head. My brother is choosing this moment to send me a whole bunch of memes, because that's how he do. My brother is a Gemini. Sometimes Geminis are very curious people. Like, they're curious about everything, and they're very good at socializing and talking. They've never met a stranger kind of thing, and so that can sometimes be a little exhausting for me, because I'm not that. I like to visit my social life, but I don't like to be out and social all the time. You know what that's worth. Heaven is a place on earth. They say in heaven, love comes first. Sit back and rock my chair. If you are just joining me, a few helpful things. If you're under the age of 18, you should not be in here, first of all. Secondly, I am doing only love readings tonight. Tonight's Friday, ruled by Venus, goddess of love. If you're meeting someone for the first time, Friday night is a better night to go out on a date than Saturday. For more long-standing relationships, Saturday is a good day. Being ruled by Saturn, which is more about stability. But just love readings tonight. I ask you not give me the question, just say ready, and then when I start shuffling the cards, I would like you to focus on the situation you'd like to have answers about, and especially zero in on your emotions around that situation. Susan, I want to say it's Susan Yang, it's a tarot reader, said that the cards are never wrong. That the interpretation might not be right, the question, whatever, but the cards are always going to give you information that's useful to you. So even though if it doesn't appear to answer your question at that moment, sometimes it's a good idea to take notes, and then you'll maybe find later that the cards were speaking to something that was very much pertinent to your question. You just didn't know it. They say in heaven, love comes first. Heaven, a place on earth. just FYI for anyone who happens to watch this to the middle, I do a weekly forecast for the week ahead that comes out on Sundays. It's called your weekly vibe check. So that'll be coming out Sunday, usually around midnight on Sunday, I think is when I do it, for the week ahead. I have a book I was reading. I bring things to read, while I'm waiting to see if anyone's going to come in, but I'm always afraid because I'm looking at the page, I'll be so involved in looking at the page that I won't see someone coming in. I'm reading a book called, it's by Lilith Dorsey. It's called Tarot Every Which Way. Unlocking the Power of the Cards for Spellcraft and Magic. What was I going to do? Oh. Been on for about an hour and 36 minutes according to this, so I'll be here a little bit longer in case someone comes in who would like a reading, but if I don't see any activity in the next few minutes, I'll probably go ahead and say good night. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. For those of you that came in, thank you so much. AA, XOXO, Devaya, Zara, Sag Girl, Sky. Thank you all for coming in today and getting your reading. I hope all goes well for you, and I hope to see you next week.